the directorial debut of Dev Patel. This is also a film that he wrote. Jordan Peele produced it, and he produced it, and that's it. And you know, this is not his brainchild. I saw him talking to all these publications saying that he was inspired by Bruce Lee, Korean martial art films, and he loved that action feel. But how can he take the Indian culture and bring a story to that? I think he did it very well.
Yeah, Dev Patel uses the Indian or Hindu folklore story of Hanuman, which is like it seems to be some sort of a monkey warrior who like fights for the people or something like that, and he uses that as kind of like the framework for this film. But it really is just the framework. When this movie was advertised, it was advertised with Dev Patel wearing this monkey mask and fighting, and then bleaching it white and all that stuff. He wears that monkey mask in so little of the film, it's like unbelievable. Like that story really is not like the focus of the film. Well, I liked the film. It's got an incredible pace. It has got like this like psychedelic weird thing going on. It's just too long, which
yeah. Oh my God.
Sucks because the pace of this film is fast. It's like the whole thing is like a machine gun firing. It is going fast, but it bizarrely does not go anywhere for a really, really long time. And that's because the story, we don't get a lot of the story until later in the film. As you said, this is a revenge film, and we know Dev Patel is trying to get revenge on this like police chief, but why, we don't know. And the movie takes so long to tell you that I just thought it wasn't going to tell me. And I was kind of okay with it not telling me. I was like, all right, cool. And I was kind of piecing it together. I'm like, all right, something about his mom and, you know, burned down a village or something like that. All right, cool. But then the movie stops and has a real flashback where it tells you the whole story. It's like this humongous exposition dump. And I think that actually hurt the film because it padded the film out way too long. Only to tell you things that you already either know, you already understand, or you don't give a damn because, you know, we're in like the third act, right?
Yeah, I think that was my issue with the film too, that it was long, but I also think that the scenes were misplaced.
Just cut the flashback out. Like the movie does a pretty good job of having these like quick little glimpses to his past. So it's like enough to keep you going. You know what I mean? Like,
that was enough for me.
It's like we don't really need it. It just felt superfluous and it really dragged the movie down. Which kind of sucks because the movie, I think, is trying to say something quite bold. Yeah, it's a revenge film and it takes place in India, but it doesn't just use India as a backdrop. It talks a lot about the politics within India, what I assume Dev Patel sees as corruption within the Indian police department and bigotry with how the Indian government treats its trans community. I think it's really interesting and super, super bold. So, I mean, kudos to him for taking on such a bold subject matter, but it gets watered down by the movie being just so long. I think this whole plot could fit into probably an hour and a half, you know?
Yeah.
But the movie's like
hour 45, but
the movie's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something, right? Yeah. So it's just a lot of bloat, you know what I mean? So for such a long movie, it kind of spins in circles for a long time. But if I do a little head editing, right, and I edit that out, you know, the movie is really good. I feel like I'm being ticky-tacky because again, this is a movie I really want to like.
Ticky-tacky. Let's see what the tick and the tack is.
The movie does something I haven't seen a movie do in like 20 years. And that is shaky cam. This movie's shaky cam.
Yo!
And shaky cam fell out of fashion for a reason because it's hard to tell what in the holy hell is going on. It implores shaky cam because it's trying to separate itself from like James Bond or John Wick where they shoot everything wide, you know.
Yeah.
This one gets in super, super, super close.
Right.
But because of that, I lose the geography of the fights. Right. I don't understand what's happening, who's happening, or what. And it just feels like I'm watching a car crash, and I'm just waiting for it to be over.
It all went out of style in 2008 with the Bourne Identity, Bourne Ultimatum, and stuff like that. Yep. And even with a lot of that stuff happened, they want to make you feel like you're in the room. The first scene that you see with him doing these underground fight clubs, because he fights in these underground fight clubs to be able to build his ranking up, but also he puts on the mask, the monkey mask, to get in here and lose on purpose to get just a little bit money so he can build his way up in this hierarchy in the underground world.
Right, he's like a dirty street fighter.
dirty Street Fighter. And the shots that he has are so close. Now, I'm not saying that Dev Patel is bad at certain things or bad at what it is. He needed to pick a different type of camera directing style with the fight scenes. That's it. Everything else that he's done so in the film, piecing things together a little bit, it's not bad.
Right. And I think I'd be more forgiving, and this is going to sound strange, it might even sound paradoxical, but I think I'd be more forgiving if I thought the choreography was bad in the fights. I'm like, okay, we got to hide some shit because, Dev Patel can't fight or something like that. It looks like Dev Patel can fight, and it looks like it was well choreographed. But I can't appreciate the choreography because the camera is just too tight. So like, I kind of want to back up so I could see what these guys were doing. I understand why he did it because it matches its like frenetic, insane rhythm that the film has. How brutal
that it is,
Right, it matches it, but I can't enjoy the fight on the same level as like a John Wick because I can't see it. Dev Patel seems to have a lot of skill here. He seems to know his way around not just a film, but like an action film. But one thing I think people don't understand is how hard it is to film an action film. Action films are incredibly technical and slow. You need a lot of like little inserts, little cut-ins, like quick things like that. And it's easy for actors to get lost, easy for the directors to get lost. I feel like Dev Patel had control over his sets. I feel like Dev Patel had a really keen eye for action. I just wish he'd back the camera up so I could like see it.
Like the Raid 2 kitchen scene, there was no freaking up closeness with that. It was, you saw both characters in the middle and then the cameras was around it. The film cost $10 million to make. It was filmed over COVID. He said he had like 400 people working on this. He broke his hand, he broke his toe, he broke his foot.
I heard it snap. And I was like, this is not good. And I knew, you've got 450 people on an island. And if I go down, the film goes down. And, we had a purpose during a really prickly time in history.
So it was a crazy, astonishing feat to be able to get this thing done and get it out like it is.
I see a lot of potential. I see a lot here. I see someone that damn near knocked this out the park on his first go round. So I think if Dev Patel gets a couple more movies under his belt, I think we have a force to deal with here. And I can understand why Jordan Peele thought this film needed to be in the theater because it does feel big. This doesn't feel like a Netflix film.
I did have a good time seeing this film. And Dev Patel, we reviewed him on this channel before. The other film that he did that we liked as he did as an actor was The Green Knight. We really did enjoy that film. Well, we reviewed films like, was it Bruised with Halle Berry, where she did a fight film, a boxing film, but behind the camera, it's like you chose certain things to do that was messing that up a little bit for you because you were in it trying to focus as an actor.
Yeah. That's a great example, like, because these movies are almost identical, right? Except one has a lot more personality. Like Monkey Man has a lot of personality. He's got a lot going on, and you can tell he's got something. He has something to say, and it's something that's deeply personal to him with the trans community and the politics within India. Like I like that. He's got a lot more to say than I felt like Halle Berry had to say in her film.
I also think that this is a really good debut by him.
I liked it, but didn't love it.
Yeah, I liked it. Didn't love it. That's how we felt about this. But more importantly, how did you feel about Monkey Man? Get in the comments and let us know what you thought about it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We really do thank you guys because we are almost to 1,000 subscribers. And you guys have been talking to us. So if you're new to seeing our faces, please hit that subscribe button right at the bottom to help us get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And you guys are just awesome. Thank you so much. And if you did like this review, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. Or you hit that thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion, but just remember one thing. It's mostly wrong. Yes, I do have a hat. I do. First time in a long time, okay?